Welcome here for a very special edition of Dolphin Dive on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, part of our Multimedia Marketing Partnership with the LeMoyne Dolphins and LeMoyne College. I'm very excited for the men's basketball side of things to be here with Nino Hernandez, and of course, I'm your host, Dan Tortora. Nino, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Dan. How you doing?
Doing very well. I told you that right before we did this, I wanted a little step stool, so we're looking on that same height range, but this opportunity for Dolphin Dive, what we get to do is to really spotlight you and your story. So, bring me into the journey that brought you to LeMoyne.
Oh, wow. So it wasn't the easiest journey, but I started off at Bryant University. So while I was there, the coach who recruited me left, so then a whole new coach came in, and we just didn't see eye to eye, and just things didn't work out. Was all, and then so after the end of the year, I was in the transfer portal, and at first, Coach Champ, he was at Florida Southern, so we were thinking about going down there, and then by the grace of God, he got the head coaching position here. So then I was able to hop on board over here and start my journey here.
You talked about the fact that when you're in the transfer portal and Nate Champion was at Florida Southern, that you were already kind of looking there for him. What was that relationship? Did you know him beforehand that made you want to play for him kind of no matter where he was?
Right. So here's a cool story. So Luke St. Lightford, he was part of the Bryant coaching staff, and then when I left, he left as well. And then when he left, he was looking for a new position, and he was just looking all over the place. And then so Luke St. Lightford got the job here. So when he got the job here, that's how we got in touch with Coach Champ, and Coach Champ was just on board ever since. And we just started chopping it up, and it was great. He brought me in, and I came on a visit, and the rest is history.
What is it about Nate Champion that made you want to play for him?
He just, honestly, I never really had a good relationship with a lot of my coaches. Well, I shouldn't say that. I had a good relationship with some of my coaches, but something special with Nate Champ. He's a real genuine dude. And off rip, not knowing me through a hole in the wall, and just taking that chance on me and just believing in me from day one. So hats off to him, and he'll always have a special place with me, no matter what. And I just feel like he's been that dude that I can go to, not only on the court, but off the court as well. You
said that not with every coach have you had the best, kind of bond or relationship and whatnot.
Right.
What does a coach have to bring to the table for you to feel comfortable?
Just, a lot of things where players and coaches, I feel like get off is have the coach has to have the play respect. And once you feel that security with the coach, and the coach trusted you and you trust them just as much, I feel like the sky's the limit. No matter who's a player, no matter who's a coach, but I feel like that relationship of security and trust is the real.
How does a coach show you that they have your back?
So I can give an example for myself. Yep. So my first year here, I wasn't the best academically. I wasn't messed up on the court a lot of the time. And coach never gave up on me. He always gave me confidence. He was going to meetings with teachers for me. He was doing the above and beyond just to have my best interest and put me in the best position to succeed. So just off that alone is a great way to build that mutual trust with a coach and a player.
Here with Nino Hernandez in this very special edition of Dolphin Dive on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Nino, what started basketball for you? What made you fall in love with the sport? And how old were you?
Oh man, so if you let my mom tell it, she would say that I started at 3 years old. Okay. But I don't know, that's just mom being nice. So I'd say that I was around 6 or 7 where I knew that I loved the game and that this was an opportunity for me to go to preschool. And by the grace of God, probably make a career out of it. So I knew at a young age, because growing up it wasn't always easy, so I knew that at a young age this would be an opportunity to not only put myself in a good position, but possibly put my family in a good position as well.
Who did you emulate your game like? Who were kind of maybe some of the role models or players that you watched from afar, be it that you knew them or that you watched them on television?
So my role model was, he's like a big brother to me. I grew up with him. His name is Khalil Vergard. So growing up, he was always like the big brother. He was like 3-4 years older than me, and he was always busting my butt, giving it to me, but at the same time trying to give me that confidence and everything I need. I remember there were times where it would be snowing outside, and we'd go to the park and just shovel out a little like 16 by 16 spot for us to hoop. And just shout out to Khalil, man. He really was a role model and everything from me growing up.
So you come to LeMoyne, bring me from day one to now, where have you improved the most as a student, and then where have you improved the most as an athlete?
Wow. So it's crazy to say that I've been here for 3 years. So when I first came here, I feel like I wasn't always locked in with academics. I was so focused on basketball, and then as I grew as a man, as a student, I started taking that serious, and I feel like I grew a lot in the academics. I'm on pace right now, this semester, trying to get a 4.0, God willing. But I feel like that was my biggest growth too, being on my own, taking care of myself, prioritizing by myself. So I think that was one of the biggest growths for me.
What about on the court?
On the court, I just say my body. Just like I wasn't always small, but like just growing my body, yeah.
So, like you said, it's hard to believe you've been here for 3 years.
Right.
Amidst all of this, we have, 700 plus days of not being able to be on the court, be on the field and whatnot. How did you handle when the world stopped?
Oh, man. So it was a tough time for me, like it was a tough time for everybody else. But I'm real religious. So whenever there was doubt or any question, I was always taught to give it to God. So in the midst of it all, I just put my head down. I didn't say it, not to say that I was perfect or that I didn't fall, but through the midst of it all, I just gave it to God, and I was able to overcome any obstacle that was thrown my way.
You said you had a strong faith that I'm going to bring you in here so that they could see you, Nino. But no, you're good. But for you to have the faith that you have, where did it come from?
So as a youngin, my mom's that's another role model of mine. So my mom, she's big on just faith, God, putting God first, other second, me third. That's a motto I live by, and she instilled that in me since a young age. So like we didn't always have a lot of things, but by the grace of God and my mom, she always made it happen. So just seeing her prevail and conquer anything that was thrown at her by having faith in God while being a single mother, it just brought light to my eyes. So when I seen that, I hopped on board, obviously, and that's where it came from.
For those that don't know your mom's name, I want to shout her out.
Irene Hernandez. I love you, Mom. You're the best.
3 words to describe Mom, if only 3 are the ones that you would say.
Ooh, man, that's tough. Resilient.
Okay.
I don't know, strong, and just to tie it all together, Superwoman. Yeah, she's one amazing person right there. Yeah.
So how do you try to pay it forward? If Mom gave it to you, what do you try to do in your life to make sure you're helping other people?
So that's another thing my mom taught me. My mom is one of the most giving. Even if she don't have anything, she's one of the most giving and carefree women. So what I try to do on a day-to-day is just help everybody, whether that's being nice, whether it's being genuine, asking how someone's doing, saying hello, anything I have and I can bring to the table, I want to just share with everybody. whether they're older than me, younger than me, the same age as me. I try to take that with me on a day-to-day basis.
When you have such a strong faith and you have a mom who's so strong and with a single parent, does it make the game of basketball easier to you, knowing what you went through growing up without having two parents in the household, and with, being able to lean on faith? Does it almost help basketball to be a little bit more carefree or maybe a little bit easier?
Absolutely. When it comes to basketball, like, as I got older, I started to realize this is probably the easiest, funnest things that I have in life. Like, I can leave it all on the floor. I don't have to, there's no worries, because after these 40 minutes, whatever happens on the court stays on the court. So as I get older, I started to realize that, like, hey man, this is just fun. So there's no reason why I should be getting mad or taking it on next play, but just basketball. It's just a fun thing to do. It's just great. So I try not to hold anything back and just have fun with the game.
You get to live out a dream of yours and to be, inside of something that you love to do. A part of that was that you got to go down the road and play in the Dome and have an opportunity to face off against a D1 team and see Central New York and Syracuse and Central New York and LeMoyne. What does that game mean to you, albeit an exhibition game? What does it mean to be in the Dome and to at least get to kind of gauge where you guys are at against D1 Hill?
Right. So, me personally, it was just a tremendous experience, just because where I'm from, like, kids like me don't get the opportunity to be on ESPN, to play in the Dome, to shake Coach Boeheim's hand. It's just an unbelievable lesson that I'm able to even do that. So first and foremost, I just want to thank God and just everyone that helped me get to this position. And then as a team, I just feel like there's a lot of potential. And as a team, that was just a test. And even though we fell short, hats off to Syracuse, I feel like it's not over for us. We have a long road. We're leading by one of the best coaches, if not the best coach in the NE10. And I just feel like we have a lot of potential.
You talked about Nate Champion having a part of getting you here and what he's done to help you, become a better student, become a better athlete. As a head coach specifically, what do you take away from him every day when you say, could be the best coach in the NE10? Why do you have so much faith in him? Why is he such a good coach?
Coach Champ, he's just a cool dude, man. Like, you can't really miss in a lot of aspects. The way he carries himself, the way his X's and O's, and just how free and at the same time detail-oriented he is. So even though we play free, at the end of the day, we're playing free, but with a lot of detail. So I feel like when you have that, and you have a bunch of guys that buy into that and just really respect and honor everything he says and take everything with a grain of salt, then we'll be a one hell of a program.
You got Speedy Fraser and Ben Swank who joined the staff as well.
Yeah.
What do they do to make, being new to this program, what have they done to kind of come in and what is that first impression essentially? What have they left with you so far?
Right. So it's kind of like, they're like peanut butter and jelly to say. Swank's more on the serious side and really, get the job done.
Yeah.
Hats off, and then Speedy is more like happy and with a little more energy, but they're all, the way they feed off each other and the way they're able to communicate with the guys and get their point across in different ways, it's just a blessing.
Coming here to LeMoyne, hindsight 2020 means what to you? You have a faith, the Jesuit school, there's a lot of values and morals here that are in the fabric of everything. You talk about Nate Champion, so there's different pieces that we've discussed. But looking back on the decision to come to LeMoyne, why are you happy that you're a Dolphin?
I'm happy that I'm a Dolphin because I love the community. I love that what everything it has to offer. I love that it's a close-knit community. I like how you can lean on one another. I can lean on Coach, and if he has questions, he can make a quick call or a quick email to whoever it is, and we're all able to work as a team and unit. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, coming from a D1 school, and it's a lot of individual things going on here and there, but here it's almost like a family, so to speak. So that's one of the biggest things for me is having that family feel and just feeling welcomed, and so that's why I'm happy to be a fan.
when you come to LeMoyne, having been at Bryant from a D1 to a D2, do you see difference in division, or do you think that LeMoyne kind of holds itself to a higher caliber and you get a sense of that?
So, yeah, in terms of basketball? Or
In terms of kind of just everything, I mean, coming here, the facilities, the way that you're treated, the way that the teams are put together, the school itself, the community, do you feel like this is a school that is D2 by definition, but rises itself kind of above that?
Absolutely. At the end of the day, I feel like it's not far in the basketball aspect away from each other. I feel like we can compete with anybody in the NEC, I believe it's called. And I just feel like LeMoyne carries himself at a high standard, and carries so much expectation with it surpassed every time. So I feel like there's no big gap or anything in between.
That coming from Nino Hernandez. Final piece, rapid fire. We get to put each other on the hot seat. It doesn't have anything to do with sports.
All right.
We're going to have some fun here in this episode of Dolphin Dive, featuring and spotlighting Nino Hernandez of the men's basketball team. We'll just go back and forth.
Okay.
I'm going to let you go first. You can ask me whatever you want.
So I see that you have a cross. Are you a believer?
Yes, very much so. So, God is the most important thing to me. I don't push that on anybody, but if anybody wants to talk about it or is open to talking about it, I mean, there's no greater gift than to have a relationship with God, to know that, you know, good days, bad days in between it. Honestly, I learn a lot from stuff that was adversity, you know. I know that God is there in times where people think that He's not. And it's been the most incredible journey that I've had for 36 years because I haven't taken it alone. So I wear this very proudly. Your faith means blank.
My faith means eternal life.
Okay.
Yeah, so I say that to say I know that there's a bigger purpose for me after this life right now. So I know that through Christ, and I keep following what I gotta do, I'm gonna be taken care of in the afterlife. So.
I like that. I appreciate that. Can I go ahead?
What did you eat this morning for breakfast?
Oh my gosh, I had Fruit Loops. So, I like cereal. Let me see here. If anybody could play you in a movie, who would you want to play you and why?
Ooh, that's good. I'm gonna have to say Will Smith.
Okay.
That's just a bad boy right there.
Okay.
He's a fun. I feel like growing up, I was a big Will Smith guy. Like I learned a lot of like who I am today from watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
So I love everything he has to offer, from action to being funny to being serious. So I feel like he should get it all.
I like that you said that because I always said if Will Smith and I grew up in the same place, we would have been friends.
Yeah, right.
I still want to meet the guy. All right, go ahead. We'll do a couple more here.
Let me think. Are you a drums or flats kind of guy?
Drums or flats? I would have to say drums.
And why?
Because, I don't know, I just feel like they're easier to eat, there's more meat on them, and when you crisp them up, they just have like better pieces to them. So I'm going to say that. And there's some really, really good lemon peppers at Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. So good. If you get them extra crispy, they're very good. So yeah, when you ask me that, that's what I think about to get a lemon pepper. So, okay, so we're going food on a lot of this stuff. I'm going to hit you with some food. Best, like if you're going to have a late night craving, it's going to be for what?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Late night craving.
Yeah.
I'm a big eggs kind of guy.
Okay.
So if you give me an egg sandwich, like an egg, cheese, a little bacon, turkey bacon though, I don't really like pork like that. So turkey bacon with a nice bagel.
Okay.
I can eat that any time of the day.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I like that. What's your last one?
Last one. All right. Nike or Jordan?
Probably Nike, but not on purpose. I end up always buying Nike shoes. I have some Jordan stuff, but I just go more on style and color, and it ends up being Nike. So I guess I would say Nike. I also like Under Armour. My last one for you, Nino, is top 3 rappers of all time.
Ooh, man, yeah. Okay. Top 3.
Of all.
Tupac.
Okay.
Off his influence and his message.
Okay.
I have to throw someone in my era. So I'm gonna say Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Just off of his influence.
I like that.
You know, and number 3. That's a tough one. So I would say Biggie.
Yeah.
But I don't really listen to Biggie like that.
Okay.
Great. You know, he can be in anyone's top 3, but my Biggie would have to be, I would say Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. Okay. All right. It's not a bad list.
Right.
I like that Wayne is in that list.
Okay.
I'm very happy that Wayne is in that list.
Yes,
So I put Drake in there too, but I like that.
Well, yeah, that's a good
I like
one
that
as well.
Wayne's in that. So that being said, from the LeMoyne Dolphins men's basketball team, spotlighting this very special Dolphin Dive is Nino Hernandez. For myself, Dan Tortora, and for LeMoyne, as well as Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, we thank you for being a part of this, watching on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt and on facebook.com/wakeupcalldT. Dolphin Dive every second and fourth Wednesday of each month at 9 a.m. during Dolphin time. Nino, thanks, brother.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
boss. Thank you.
Have a good time here. Talk with you soon.